Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Back at it again. And I was thinking to myself, you're that homeowner. You're no longer a new homeowner. You kind of been at it for a while. You've got your baseline set of tools. You kind of know what you want to do, the things you need. And now you're ready to step up your power tool line. You've bought into a brand, Makita, Ryobi, Bauer, Hercules, Rigid, whatever you decided to buy into, you're slowly but surely starting to expand that kit. Well, in this video, I'm gonna talk about the 10 tools you should buy to expand your power tool kit and explain why I bought the tools I buy and why I think you should consider getting the same thing. But first, if you're the type of person that likes tools, survival stuff, man cave stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come on, join the battalion. We're growing. Join the battalion. Make sure you join that Discord channel as well. Link is down in the description. And make sure you absolutely turn on the bell so you can get the notifications every time we post. So let's jump right into it. So first off, let's talk about the tool brand that I invested in, right? So I went with Metabo HPT. Metabo HPT stands for Metabo Hitachi Power Tools. So Metabo HPT, basically Kiyoki owns Metabo HPT. They own Metabo, they also own Metabo HPT. So, back in around 2017, 2018, Kiyoki purchased Hitachi and they wanted to change the name, kind of streamline and have one cohesive brand. So don't get them confused with Metabo proper, which is their household brand. It's more of a darker green versus Metabo's lighter green for Hitachi. The batteries are not interchangeable. You can't swap them out. Don't even try it. Initially, I was able to buy a bunch of Hitachi tools for incredibly cheap. I was picking up drill drivers for 46 bucks, impact drivers for 60 bucks, way off MSRP. I was getting display items. That's what drove me to go with Metabo. So, go for what works best for you. These are kind of more of a prosumer, so they do target some professionals on the job with metal chucks and high quality brushless type tools. You can go with other brands like Ryobi and Rigid. They all have different uses, whatever you're gonna see fit for your use case for your at-home DIY uses. So, of course, the first two tools I buy in my kit, drill driver and the impact driver. Now, of course, a lot of people tend to go out and get these. I did not buy these in a kit. I bought these separately because Hitachi was having all sorts of sales. So, what are the number one tools I recommend you buy to expand your tool line? Another impact driver and another drill driver. That may sound insane, like why would you buy two more of the same tools, right? So you see where the name change took place here, where they went from that Hitachi and they kind of transitioned to the Metabo HPT, same tool, same function, same features. The reason that I went out and I bought the tools duplicated is because there's been plenty of times when I'm working on something where I got a drill bit loaded in one and I want to push a fastener in with another and I get tired of changing out bits. I don't know about you, but that was the first purchases I made, was another drill driver and another impact driver. I would recommend, if you can find it, get a drill driver that has a hammer drill function. So mine does have a hammer drill function, which allows for me to drill into concrete whenever I need to, masonry, that type of stuff. So it provides just that little bit extra power, which I really enjoy as well. Number 3, I recommend the next purchase you make be that oscillating tool. You want to get that oscillating tool, make sure you expand the line. So now with an oscillating tool, you can start making those small modifications around the house. You need to drop an extra electrical socket somewhere, some drywall. Really precision tool can do stuff like that. Even if you're in a lower brand, right? So maybe it's a brand that doesn't have as much power, as long as you get some good blades, you'll be suited off as well. So on this specific tool, I am rocking Milwaukee blades on my Metabo HPT oscillating tool. So that way I have some high quality blades you can use just to cut into drywall, do some light cutting on some wood and stuff like that. Number 4, as you expand down that line, I highly recommend you get an angle grinder. You can use these in many use cases. I had to fix a metal fence, a metal gate here at my house, had to take off the old lock, put on a new lock. Guess what I was able to use to grind off the old lock? Good old angle grinder. If you can get 2, even better. That way you're not always switching the pads out. But you know what? I have this loaded up with some 36 grit sandpaper, and that allows for me to take off tons and tons and tons of product off of some wood. You know, Metabo is known for their angle grinders. Also, this specific tool came with an upgraded battery. So Metabo has a dual volt system. So I have a 36 volt and an 18 volt battery platform. This is a 8 amp hour battery if you're using it on 18 volt, and a 4 amp hour battery if you're using it on their 36 volt tools. So a really powerful battery, delivers a lot of power to your angle grinder, which is something I would recommend you have as well. Number 5, definitely going to be that right angle drill. Now, why would you want to get a right angle drill? There's going to be some use cases where, unless you have a subcompact drill driver, which I kind of wish I have, Metabo just came out with that, might be picking it up. There are going to be some places you can't get your drill into, and you want to either create a hole, you want to put a fastener into a wall, and now you have this weird angle where you can't quite fit the drill in there. Now you're able to come with the right angle drill, still get the job done. You don't have to use a manual screwdriver. You're cranking it with your hand, getting all wrists and all that crazy stuff. Right angle drill has come in handy for me quite a bit. I like using this all the time, especially when I'm doing work on my vehicle, because there's tons of tight places where I cannot get my drill into, and you know, this is just something that comes in handy. The circular saw. Let's get into the world of saws. So you have a corded saw, you're starting to do different products. I went and picked up a 6.5 inch Hitachi circular saw. Now the thing about this is, obviously Hitachi and Metabo, HPT, the batteries are interchangeable. I got this when they were changing their name. I think I picked this thing up for like 60 something bucks. But I like using this thing to process and cut down sheet goods before I leave the hardware store. Sometimes you're waiting around for that teenager or that guy who's supposed to come over and process some goods for you. You're trying to do a cross cut. You're waiting forever in the store. I can just buy that 8-foot piece of wood, 10-foot piece of wood, that get that board, take it out to my truck, process it in the parking lot. I like being able to do that. Also, there's times here, even in my shop, when I don't want to necessarily work inside my garage. Now I can go cordless very easily, take this out, make my cuts, and I prefer to use this even more often than my corded saw, although my corded saw has more power. Number 7, we head over to the Jig Saw. Metabo makes a top handle type jig saw. I do wish it was a barrel grip, but hey, at the end of the day, it's a cordless jig saw. Now I have the ability to make curve type cuts. Use a circle cut if I don't want to necessarily pull out the router and a circle jig. You know, now I can pull this out, make my cuts. The thing about this is, if you do get a cordless jig saw, ensure that it uses the T-shank type blades. Those go for quick toolless changes on your actual tool itself. So you're not having to pull out another tool to make a change on this tool, which is normally a headache for my angle grinder because I have to use a tool to make that change. Number 8, there may be some times in your house when you need to do a little bit of demo. Maybe you don't need to do any demo. I use my reciprocating saw as my number 8 tool to add to the power tool lineup. I use this thing all the time. Picked this up when it was Hitachi, and I use this to cut back 2-inch, 3-inch branches when I'm transitioning from summer to fall. Quick changes are easy with this thing. Pull this lever here, pull the blade out. Same thing for putting it back in. Put it in, let go of the lever. Now you have a loaded up blade. Make sure you get some pretty good blades for your actual reciprocating saw. I'm working with some Bosch blades. This thing can handle metal, wood, so I can do demo work. I can prune bushes, stuff like that. Number 9, Metabo is known for their nailers, whether they're air powered, but they're really known for their cordless nailers, pin nailers, brad nailers, finishing nailers. They are really known for theirs. I did pick up the Metabo HPT brad nailer. This is an 18 gauge nailer, can handle up to 2-inch nails. And the thing about this is, now I think I bought this renewed on Amazon, so I was able to get a little bit cheaper. It did come with a battery. This is not as big as that other 36 volt battery. This is a 6 amp hour 18 volt battery, or a 3 amp hour 36 volt battery. Very powerful tool. You know, now you're able to do those things like shiplap. Everybody likes shiplap. I don't know why everybody and their mom wants shiplap. This is the tool you need to put that stuff up. Don't worry about construction adhesive and all the other crazy mess. Get you a brad nailer. Now you're able to do the next level of DIY in your house. Last but not least, number 10, get yourself a shop blower. So by now, I assume you have some type of cordless leaf blower, snow blower, whatever, wherever you live at in the country. But it's nice to have a smaller blower that I can use on surfaces like this workbench that I'm sitting at. I can use it to blow out my garage. It saves me from doing a whole lot of sweeping. Nice compact blower, uses the exact same batteries as the remainder of my tools, you know, so that way I can interchange this out here in the shop, not having to worry about, you know, having a whole different battery set just to use the blower. What is a list without a saved round? This is my Metabo HPT dual bevel compound sliding miter saw. I have it hooked up with shore power. So you see in the back of the actual saw itself, there is a faux battery. Basically it's hooked up and it's plugged up, so I'm able to use it at full power. But guess what? I can take this saw with me. I go to someone's house, I'm working on a project, whatever. Now I can do cuts in the back of my truck. So that's it, man. What do you think? Am I missing anything? Is there anything I should add to the list? Now listen, there's other things you can buy as well. I didn't even bring out here. I have a little stick vacuum that uses these same batteries. I don't really consider that something that's an essential item. That's something we use in the kitchen. We can make quick vacuums. We spill something on the floor. Also, I kind of got a big charger. So the battery charger behind me can charge 4 batteries at once versus something like this. This is a fast charger, but it only can do 1 battery. And so it's kind of nice to be able to have that option to have extra chargers all over the place as well. That type of stuff will come as you make purchases. Of course, you can add batteries and all that other good stuff. But listen, if you like stuff like this, click here. I'm gonna put some videos up. You can check out my man cave, maybe get some ideas for yourself, for tools, toolboxes and stuff like that. Thank you for coming back. We'll speak soon.